just touched down. White sands, beautiful women, nice food. I don't think I'm coming back, but ain't coming back to the States, baby. Yeah.
1, 2, 3 in the place to be. Place to be. 1, 2, 3 in the place to be. Be mad to clear my throat. I'm your host, Adam Mills. To right and left of me is
Governor Quan Bizzle. You know what's good. So.
And this is the Guest House Set podcast, coming to you every week, every weekend, bring you new, fresh, and reliable information. Yes, so we're going to start the day off. This 3 segments. We got the Super Bowl drama between Lil Wayne, Kendrick Lamar, and rap icon legend, no other than Jay-Z. Then we had the presidential debate. I want to know what you guys thought about that. I watched it briefly, and first 15 minutes in, that's all I needed.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
We got the legend, Llcoolj, rap music. All right, fellas, so let's start off with the Super Bowl. Okay, it's going to be held in New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
2025.
Yes, sir.
For a rapper like Lil Wayne, who was on record stating that he doesn't really know what's going on with hip-hop, doesn't listen or know new rap artists, when mentioned about this rap artist and this up-and-coming rap artist, he sound oblivious, like he didn't know who in the hell what was anyone talking about. A person who's not really up-to-date with hip-hop, and is on record saying that he doesn't remember his rhymes. I get it, because I don't remember most of my rhymes. He seemed to be very aware about what's going on now.
Like somebody told me that was my position. So I blame myself for that. But I thought that was nothing, I thought that was nothing better than that spot and that stage and that platform in my city.
And the panties in a bunch. Pause. Jay made an announcement, a statement, which 3 days ago I made the same statement, because I'm looking at it from a business standpoint. I'm looking at it as Kendrick right now is the top artist, right? He came out with a summer smash, a summer anthem, and that song by itself is good. It goes for any sports arena, and it will hype up any crowd. You get what I'm saying? It's the perfect mix. Not like us. Although personally, I didn't like it too much because it was overplayed, but I think Kendrick is the best suitable hip hop candidate for that. So when I said that, people came after me online very emotionally. Lil Wayne fans, and I knew nothing about Wayne, as if I didn't listen to Wayne in the 90s. If I didn't know him from, the Fireman, the Hot Boys, Lil Wayne, the long t-shirts that look like dresses, Lil Wayne. You get what I'm saying? Him and Turk and them. Come on now. I mean, these new heads, these young guys, man, they listen to a couple mixtapes and think they know an artist. They was attacking it from a personal standpoint. I was looking into the mind of Jay-Z as a businessman and the right candidate for the job.
Right.
So y'all may beg to differ, but that's how I looked at it. And then Lil Wayne went on, made an announcement saying that he was very deeply hurt, very deeply disappointed, and I think that's also a storyline building up to Wayne versus Kendrick Lamar in 2025.
Possible.
What you think, Phil?
Possible. I think the big reason, I kind of would have preferred to see Wayne actually in Super Bowl. For one, because it's in New Orleans and it's home for him. You know what I mean? This is in Louisiana. That's where they're gonna have it. That's where he's from. So I thought that it would have been good for him to be there. That'd been like the hometown. Well, I don't know. I don't think the Saints would be playing in it, but I just think that would have been good for them. Let me see the Jay-Z. They had his longtime feud with Birdman, and everybody knows about that. So that probably played a part into it. You You know what I mean? So I would not be surprised if that did play, but at the same time, this whole thing is also a part of what I mean. It keeps the whole thing going. You know, you got to keep the names out there. So
Yeah, I mean, how can I put it? Like, okay, all right, let's compromise.
mm,
Would it been cool for Jay-Z to say, all right, Wayne, you can come out there and perform with Kendrick, not like us. But look at the politics behind it.
mm,
Kendrick went there for a member of Young Money. We all know that, Drake, right? It's a lot of personal yellow tape behind the scenes
true.
why Jay-Z figured that he shouldn't feature Lil Wayne into that halftime Super Bowl show.
Right.
Now here's the thing though. Now you done raised tensions. Is it safe for Kendrick Lamar to even go there and perform, bro?
Should be. But yeah, I know what you mean. See what you're saying. Because that remind me a lot of the situation with the last Super Bowl with Drake. When Drake was in there, and I forget who they said didn't was it The Game, right?
The Game, yeah, he was blackballed.
Yep.
Allegedly.
Remind me a lot of that situation because they felt like, oh, this was like a whole big West Coast thing. You know, got The Game in out there too, and that would have been I guess that would have made that more of a complete thing. You had 50 out there. You had everybody doing like little cameos. So
Yeah.
but I guess
Yep. And 50 Cent was going to perform. Remember that?
right. And I
Thing to step in.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think Jay-Z is looking at it. It's like corporate America. You already know that. They use textbook little cracks and crannies where, you know, it does a little personal, but we all know it's personal.
Right. If
It's
you
like somebody get fired on the job, you know, racial situation. Oh, it's not because you're black. It's not because you wear your hair a certain way. It's not because you wear this on your head. It's not because you express yourself this way. It's just it doesn't fit well with our policies right now. And blah blah whoop whoop. Jay-Z's in that bag right now. You know.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely can see that.
Go on, business. What you go on. My bad, go on.
No, I wasn't saying that. I was saying I can see that.
Okay. What you think, go on, business?
Well, to be honest, I think everyone's overreacting about it. I feel like Kendrick's going to bring Lil Wayne out. It's like, oh, it's a surprise. It could just be promo for the actual Super Bowl itself, and that, you know, the actual performance. I feel like it's going to be a thing. Mark my words. He's going to be performing, and when you least expect it, Lil Wayne's going to start coming out. They're going to embrace each other in a hug and start performing together. Because I feel like everyone's overthinking with the whole Lil Wayne thing. I mean, of course, Birdman and Jay-Z, they had some beef with each other in the past, but Jay-Z never personally had anything with Lil Wayne. It was just he's in a crossfire fit. So, I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I feel like 9 out and you guys can go back to this. I feel like he's going to be brought out as a guest. Kendrick is going to bring him out as a guest.
I think so too, because Kendrick admired Wayne a lot. Actually, that's one of his influences coming up in the game. Lil Wayne was a big influence on Kendrick. You mentioned that in a lot of songs and interviews. DMX is one of Kendrick's biggest influences too. So I think I believe so, Paul Bizzle. He's gonna bring him out. Crowd gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? But again, we missing the elephant in the room. Mr. Canada himself, Drake. Very sensitive. You get what I'm saying? So I think that the bigger reason why Wayne is probably being blackballed is because of Drake and because the relationship with Kendrick Lamar and Drake got going on, and the relationship with Drake and Jay-Z, what they had going on, because they had a sketchy past too, a sketchy history as well.
Very true. Very. That's like that triangle. Then you
Exactly.
Right. That's wild. I guess we got to see who. Watch who the other players are, like Nicki Minaj and the rest of them. I want to see what they do.
Yeah, she was quoted displeased with the decision as well.
No one's paying attention to Nicki Minaj. She's a retired. always trying to pair herself into some drama, stirring the pot. Like, you're more known for your tweets than your actual albums and your tracks. I don't get that these days. You know, hey, people, you know, like Nicki Minaj is not like on the level of like MC Light, you know, or like one of those artists, stuff like that. But people did respect her ability to rhyme and stuff like that. But it's just like that kind of like withers away after she's getting to these fights and these altercations with these newer like these newer female artists, is making her more bitter. You know what I mean? Making her look entitled for some reason. I don't know if you guys got that.
I get those vibes from Nicki a little bit too. Like same vibe that people was getting with Kim back in the day, in the mid 2000s, early 2000s, when Kim was getting pushed out the way, and everybody looked at Kim as a bitter old head female rapper. I think Nicki is falling into that bracket right now. That bag right now is the bitter old head. But I think it's more of a, you know, a female representing the people that she loved that's in her camp. You know, right now Nicki is playing auntie, so you know when you know Wayne hurt, she hurt. So I respect her decision and respected the fact that she is stepping up to the plate, because if she didn't say something, then she could criticize for that too. So, if there's anything else I want to elaborate on, if not, let's move on to the election, man.
Okay, election. That's something I want to talk about.
Yeah. All right, Gov, did you watch the election, man? The election?
Some of the debate. I peeked that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Not the election, the debate. Yeah, did you watch the debate?
Yeah, I looked.
2 days ago?
I watched it. I watched parts. I watched parts of it.
Okay. What is your insight on it, man? What's your opinion on it? All I remember is people in Springfield eating cats and dogs. So. You know what I'm saying? Keep your pets in the house. You know?
Yeah, that's the talk. That's the talk from it. To me, it's like it didn't look like a normal debate. It did not look like a normal the way they normally look. But then again, they haven't been looking normal in a while. So you got two sides. You got people talking. There's just a lot of talk to me. You know what I mean? Like, no one really talks about what our actual dealing, what we deal with on a day-to-day. It's like every time election time come around, whatever our issues are get forgotten, and they put all these other things up instead, and we get caught trying to pick and choose between those two things that they put up. And then as soon as the election's over, those big issues that they talked about for months and months just disappear, and they go on to business as usual. So, saying all of that,
swept under the rug.
Yeah. Or they do something else, and the next thing you know, we dealing with something. Oh, the government about to shut down, and then we go through a whole bunch of talking back and forth between each other about why you don't like this one or that one. So, but when it came down to it, like say when it comes to answering questions, you don't really get like straight answers. You know what I mean? You get a lot of talk. There's a lot of platitudes I heard. You know what I mean? Stories of I grew up this way, but as far as like
the debate now is starting to feel like a distraction, more entertainment than anything, bro. It's like, other than Palestine, what they all agreed to, right. You know what I'm saying, siding with Israel and genocide, and America been funding Israel billions of dollars a year, but yet when you drive through Baltimore City, you see boarded up houses, you see people strung out on methadone and opioids of all sorts. You see crime at an all-time high in every inner city in America. And don't let me get started what's going on over there in the Bay Area. You get what I'm saying? Where you can just walk out the store, as long as it's under $1,000, they can't touch you. So it's starting to be like a true Gotham in America. It's starting to be like a laughingstock of the world, and right now, these are our best two candidates representing this country. We should hold our head down and be ashamed of ourselves. And Rome was ruled for thousands of years. This country's still in its baby stage when it comes down to rulership, dominance.
We're not even 500 years old.
Exactly. So, like you said, Gov, when they talk about the cost of living, high rent, stuff like that, you have one candidate talking about well, like I said, I was raised this way and raised that way. And my father taught me how to play tennis. You're avoiding the question. And then when they talk about immigration, they're like, okay, I'm rubbing my hands now. I'm like, all right, let's talk about it. This is a yin and yang. There's a yin and yang with that. You know what I'm saying? On the flip side of the coin, you got immigrants are doing jobs that the normal American won't do.
That's what they say. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But on the flip side of that is crime is going up, not pointing directly towards them, but they have increased their crime because a lot of them who fled from their countries were, wanted or criminals or whatever. It's a perfect opportunity. If a country's open up its door for me and I got want for me, I'm flying there. I'm gone.
No.
First thing popping.
I can start over, brand new.
Start off brand new. And I may not, as far as my mentality, I may be on the same stuff because there's more opportunity.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like I was telling Quan yesterday, it's not about the hardworking people who are over here legally. It's about the people who they're letting in the borders, what's going on in Chicago, Detroit, New York, starting to sit now in Baltimore. The opportunities as us as African Americans who were at the bottom of the totem pole and struggling for the little bit of rights we had, the little bit of resources, is now being stripped from us, and the fact that we got to share these resources. This is an America. You get what I'm saying? Did you hear what happened in Chicago?
What was that?
It was a center. I can't remember the name of the center, but it was black. It was in the black community, and these taxpayers put their money together. It was not funded by the government.
Yeah.
And then the government came and gave it to the immigrants, and they just took over it. That's the stuff I'm talking about. So, besides, I don't know if they're eating cats and dogs. I hope not, but I think that really hurted his argument because I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I was siding with Trump a little bit, but that's like a true Trump fraud.
I'll say this though. What? I'll say this though, because when you visit other countries sometimes, right? Just like it is here in the United States, you go in the backwoods somewhere like say Mississippi, or any of the countries, honestly, any of the states. I mean, you go to the backwoods of these states and you get people that's out there cooking anything. They finding possums, they finding muskrat, all type of things, and they over there cooking them up. You know what I mean? So all that to say that when you go to other countries and you'll see the same thing out in the quote unquote, like say in Africa, they would call it the bush. You go out in the bush and you see people doing those type of things still. So it's not impossible that those things happen. I don't think that all 20,000 Haitians out there, I don't think all 1,000 are doing that, but I would not be surprised to find out that maybe 5 or 10. You know what I mean? That's all. Yeah.
And all you need to do is catch a couple bad apples and generalize everything, so they all do it.
Right, easy.
Quan Peacee, what you think, man, about the debate? And I'm gonna let you cook on it. I'm gonna, if God want to speak on it lastly about it, I'm gonna let God cook on it. But what you think, Quan Peacee? What you think about the whole debate thing, man? Is it a joke? Is it, what's good?
I'm gonna keep it short, but I feel like, to be honest, I'm with whoever's giving me the best results, right? Not only me, but you guys, my peers, people around me, my city, other cities. I'm with whoever's going to give the best results. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to learn not to be ignorant. If I don't really know Kamala Harris, I don't think about, well, she's a woman, she can't lead this and that. You know what I mean? And Kamala this, Kamala that. I'm not going to go what I want to say because I don't know if she can provide better results. I haven't looked at her history and her track record and the things is true or false. I heard some things, but I don't know what she would do in that position. Who would know? She got elected, right? And with Trump, I can't even say I know too much of that, but I've seen personally, like when he said that he was going to take out some of the immigrants. I remember just a couple months after he got elected, in every neighborhood you was seeing these deportation trucks going around. I remember, it's not funny, but I remember my Hispanic friends their father, he fled like away from the States for a few, right? And I used to ask him, I said, hey, where's your dad? And he was very quiet and very like very like on the hush about it, right? But I found out later, one of their other friends told me that the deportation trucks were coming around and picking up some of the immigrants that were on file, right? So when they were at their house in front of their door, he fled. His car was gone, everything. He went out, right? He was in hiding. So I see it just to see that as a person, just to see that being that young, seeing that, okay, he went on his promise. He was actually doing what he was going to do. I remember seeing other people because I wasn't really getting no jobs, but it was easier for people to get jobs. Things are a little less expensive. So I seen some of the things, right? For me, I don't know, maybe because I was younger, but cookies used to be $1, $2.
True.
You know, now it was like, and now it's like $3.99 plus tax. I go to the 7-Eleven. It used to be $1 muffin or $1 brownie. Now it's $2.99.
That's crazy.
A Slurpee that used to be $1 is now $1.99 if you don't have the number. So now it's just like this stuff is going up. I see that he produced those results. So I'm not going to be unfair, and I'm not going to try to be like she's a woman, but it's kind of, you know, even though she didn't have too much control power, it's kind of tricky for me because you was his vice president. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you kind of share some of the pie, some of the blame. I didn't really see you, you know, I didn't see like Kamala's name too much over there, but you guys may seen and know more than me. That's why I want to hear you guys.
I'm just looking at it from a common sense perspective. My opinion, Biden didn't do a great job. You were the vice president. He was in his administration. What are you going to bring differently? Do you get what I'm saying? You ran with the guy. You know, so what are you going to do differently? You get what I'm saying? And I don't want to hear because she's black. We can debate on that on another podcast. I don't want to hear about the fact that she's a woman. We can debate on that on another podcast.
Y'all really think she black?
Yeah,
Y'all really think she black? Because I was looking at a whole documentary.
I don't think she's African American. Let me say that. And I don't like the fact that she's playing on the African American women and playing on their emotions. It's the same trickery that they did with the Obama administration. And when he got in the chair, only thing he gave us was same-sex marriage. That's it. So I don't want to hear about, because the exterior factors of why she should be in the chair. I'm with you, Quan. I need results.
Plus,
I need results.
I find it convenient how they like to. I remember when Obama was president, I think they had a bunch of either black business leaders or preachers or a combination of the two. And they were asking him, what are you going to do for the black community? And he gave them the same speech that Kamala Harris gives, which is,
crazy.
I'm not here to do anything for the black people. It's just for everybody. You see what I mean? So
wow, that's great. It's a slap in the face.
And then you got to ask yourself, go, what have he done? Come on, bro.
So that's a big thing.
Obama phone.
Yeah. Yeah, but see that's why I always found it the politics a little bit offensive in a way, because when they talk about say black issues, right? They want to talk about welfare, they want to talk about jails, like as if okay, yeah, we're gonna fix them too, and y'all be happy. Like, hold on, what about us who work? You know what I mean? Because there's a big percentage of people that's really been ignored by a lot of these things. They want to talk about, well, we're going to help the women. The only thing they want to talk about is abortion. You know what I mean? So that's all you want. You don't go to the store. You don't care about other things. So that's what I find. And then I find that the Republicans do the same thing by the way that they talk to people about things. You know what I mean? Like they act like as if as if you just have one thing. Like they take those same arguments or they take those same subjects and they argue it from just one way, and they look at it like if you don't go with this, then you just might not be. We're not taking into account that most people share ideas from both parties, to be honest. You know what I mean?
It's true. They don't really have what they call it, a dog in the fight. They don't really have a pick or choose. You know, I like this policy, you know what I'm saying? But let's go with the one with the one with the most results. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's move on real quick, man. This won't take long. Legendary LL Cool J came out with an album called, I believe, The Force. And Queens native also tag team with another Queens native, Q-Tip. And before I even heard who was behind the production, when I heard it, I said, "This is giving me Midnight Marauder vibes. This is giving me Tribe Called Quest vibes. The late Fife, man, R.I.P. man, the Fife. If this production was behind Fife music, if this was a Fife album, this would be a 10 for me. But the fact that the production struggled with the character, the MC. When I think of LL Cool J, I don't think of Q-Tip being a producer. Now, I'm speaking upon ignorance because Q-Tip probably did produce a lot of LL Cool J stuff back in the day in his previous album. But for the first time hearing an LL Cool J project, and I'm not too familiar with it, it was low vibe, it was low-fi, low frequency, and the beats did not really, mesh with the artist itself, right? So I'm gonna give you guys my homework briefly, and then I'm gonna let y'all dudes cook.
Gotcha.
Okay. Gov just informed us we got 9 minutes left, so I'm gonna give y'all 2 minutes on this one. All right, the first let's go with the feature. Snoop Dogg, Rick Ross, Fat Joe, Weedy, if I'm pronouncing her name right, and the Big Fish on the album, which is Eminem.
Yeah.
Spirit of Silence, if I'm pronouncing that right, features Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg don't do verses nowadays. He does the hook or he talks on the song. It's not a great strong start, so I gave it a check. I let it slide, right? Fourth, I didn't like that one. Saturday Night Special, that was dope. Let's see, Black Code, that was that was a standout. Black Code, I love that joint. Passion, I didn't like. Polivities, I don't know how you pronounce that. Featuring Sweetie. Yeah. I gave that an X because the production. The bars was okay, but I was looking more for like a Don't It Wild type of production. If this was more commercialized, if it was more more Just Blaze like, I would have loved the song, but the production threw it off. What's that? Postmodern. That gave me Mama Tanaki Wild vibe. And doing that again, the production. Not saying there was nothing wrong with the production, but there's something wrong with that production with LL. So I didn't like that one. 30 December. That was one of my favorite ones on here, if not the favorite one on here. That actually matched pretty well with LL. I like that one. What's the next one after that, y'all?
30 December, Run It Back.
Run It Back. I ain't like that one too tough. Huey in the Chair, I like that one. Basia Energy, I let that one slide. Praise Him, that was like a 5% reference song. If you were 5%, you would have loved it. I didn't like it. Let's see. What's that? Modern Graham Duet.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I was expecting that to be the hitter, but I realized it's just more than just rhyming fast, bro. When you're a person who listens to bars, you get over that speed rhyming. I didn't like that. Val, that was a terrible way to end the album. I gave it a 6.0 out of 10. Bars, 8.5. L did do some rhyming on here. Production was very low, 3.0. Substance, I gave it a 7.0, but I'm gonna knock it down to 5.0. And 6 out of 10 for me, bro. It could have done better. I didn't like the marriage between him and Q-Tip. I didn't. Just didn't.
Yeah. Thing with Q-Tip and now the beat wise, when I'm listening through the beats, I liked the direction that they wanted to go. But at the same time, I thought it was a bit too much. So that's why sometimes he would get drowned out. Sometimes you hear like some of the bars that get drowned out, but like it's too much going on in the beat, so you don't even hear what he's saying. Then Um, One thing I was glad that I wasn't hearing because I was expecting to hear a bunch of I'm gonna redo all my old classics and try to spin it like brand new, and it didn't go that way. I was like a little bits, little you get little tips of I'm bad. I heard little clips of Jingling Baby, a little bit of that, but he didn't go too far with that. So I was glad to hear that about him. But at the same time, I agree with you saying about the production because there's a certain raw aspect of the old LL that I used to like back in the day. Back in them days, there was a certain when he would get on Raw, them beats would be raw too. It wouldn't be with all the music and all the instruments. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's what he
like an experimentation that went wrong. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's what it was. I think that was a bit too much. So that's why I would go. I like the fact that the beats were not trying to be standard industry. That was the thing that I liked the most. You know what I mean? Because it's time for a change. You know what I mean? It's time for things to kind of switch up because it's been doing the same thing for 5, 10.
He doesn't have the Def Jam backup no more.
Right. So I like that aspect of it. But overall, I mean, lyrics, of course, he on point. LL's he's always been good for that. You know what I mean? Even in voice wise and everything like that. So overall, I give it like 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 overall.
Yeah, I can see that because it's a disappointment because it's not what you expected. I expected a grown LL. Whoever did 444 for Jay-Z, I think Primo would have been a good match for him. There's so many people out there that could have brought LL back, you know what I'm saying, to a modern day time and new listeners, and Q-Tip just didn't do it. It wasn't the beats the beats are good, it just didn't fit LL.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, Juan Business, what you think real quick?
Now I gotta let you know, right? Because I'm short time. Wait, hello?
You on?
Oh, okay. I gotta say something because there was short time. I will say, right, that album cover, I wish I see more album covers like that. It gives me that modern day 90s old school, like simple, straight to the point. I like the color. I like the album because one biggest thing if you're ever gonna listen to an album, the album cover means a lot. That's gonna make people want to check you out. People see, oh, his album cover looks good, or I like how this artist, you know, it's gonna make people want to listen. So I like the album cover. When it came to the songs, the album cover and the song didn't go hand in hand. It did go hand in hand, unfortunately. I wish the songs were just as good as the album cover was, but he could save that album cover for another album. Really, the only song I liked on there was the song with him and Eminem, because Eminem, like his recent album, wasn't doing it for me whatsoever. So seeing him kind of redeem himself on this feature was a little, you know, it was a little like refreshing. And I thought listening to Llcoolj, you know what I mean? Not really a big fan of him, but listening to his songs, okay, something new, something refreshing. I didn't expect him to come out with an album this year, especially, but you know, I would say, you know, I enjoyed listening to it while I was at work. I enjoy listening to it while I'm just, you know, chilling out looking at my phone. Does it have like a replay value? No, it doesn't. But is it his worst compared to his other work? Yeah, probably I wouldn't say so. But I just feel like it didn't really hold up to the standard he hoped it was going to. You know what I mean? And I can see he probably put some thought into here. He didn't. Yeah, you said what?
What did you give?
He didn't go hard on the features.
The features.
I give it like I'm a 6 out of 10. I'm glad he didn't do the Young Thug and the Young Money and a little this, little that. I'm glad he's staying true to himself, but it was just like a 6 out of 10. I'll say I'll give him a benefit of that.
And I think the cover was more of an abstract type of vibe. So, and the album did give me an abstract type of vibe. It's just that I don't want to hear LL behind the abstract. That's all.
Right, but see, LL also, the growth that I see in him is he not on the I'm in the club trying to steal your girl. He not on that no more. You know what I mean? So you can see that he's grown, like his conscious side. He's in the more revolutionary, like his lyrics. You know what I mean? So that was the one thing I did note coming into this album. Like he's really trying to talk on something, like trying to give substance versus just all flash.
I probably wouldn't want to see like Primo or somebody else from that camp within that that vibe, you know, like I can't think of his name, the guy who used to do Lost Professor. I would have probably wanted to see him work with another Queens native like Lost Professor, other than Q-Tip. Shout out to Q-Tip, man. We need an album from him.
Right.
This wraps up Guess How Sad. Gov, you gave it a 5. I gave it a 6. I struggled to give it a 6. There's no replay value for me. With Quan Bizzle. Quan Bizzle, you gave it a 6, right?
6. Yep.
So that wraps up this episode of Guess How Sad.